Hey everyone and welcome back. So I'm going to start off by listening to some Seafret, my favourite at the moment, and I'm going to Fix Plus spray that face and moisturise those lips. Also put on some moisturiser on the face because you are putting on some intense face paint, so you want to make sure that your skin doesn't dry out from all the paint that you're going to apply on, and make sure you apply it all the way around. This is the Ombrelise, I think, the French, if I believe is right, face cream. Is incredible. And of course we're going to use some primer. This is my Nivea aftershave balm. It is incredible, it works, it's bloody magic, so it works really well. I recommend it to anyone. It does smell like men, so just be aware it will pong a little bit. But I apply this all around the face just to kind of give a base. This is what I'm trying to aim for today, a bit of a scary gaunt look, so please bear with me. But I'm going to start off by Fix Plus spraying the white face paint, and I'm going to apply it onto the face. You can get the liquid base one, but I have the hard paint, so I'm just going to apply this with just a basic sponge that I have roaming around my cabinet. It is quite a difficult consistency to play with, but you just got to tap and kind of pat into your face, I guess, and then keep layering on top. As long as you put a lot of moisture into that face paint, it will apply a lot more better. So I apply this to the forehead, like underneath my eyes, on my nose, and of course on my chin. You want to save the mouth area for the line work and for the black, so just be aware not to go in those areas, but of course don't miss out on the corners of your eyes. Just getting a basic white shadow. This is a cheap one from eBay, and just going to powder all of that. Really is best thing to do is to powder, just in case it all smudges off, and plus it means when you're lining work you don't drag a lot of that cream slash face paint all over the place. Now get some of the black liner, any old one. I'm using an old MAC one that I don't use anymore, and grab yourself just a bog standard paintbrush. This is actually an eyeliner brush, but any thin paintbrush will do the trick. And as I've done before my previous Halloween tutorials, I've actually used dot work to kind of trace out what I'm going to create. It just means it makes that kind of line work a lot more neater and smoother, but it does mean that this is going to make my life a lot easier for like symmetry and making sure it all adds up. So I'm going to go around with the black liner. Now what I've added to this black liner, because it is quite drying, I don't find MAC eyeliners, especially the gel ones, are that particularly great. So I just added a bit of Aqua Seal from Makeup Forever. It's a fantastic thing for creating an eyeshadow into a liquid form, or for what I think it's best, it creates any kind of dried out gel form item into a bit more of a liquidy substance. And I'm just going around and connecting all the dots to create these eyes. Now I'm going to neaten up a little bit later, and I'm going to block in the eyes a little bit later on as well, so just don't be too fussy about making it super neat, because what we're going to create is some kind of vein slash kind of texture on the outskirts of the black eyes anyway. But what you want to kind of focus on for now is making sure that they both match up and they look exactly the same, and try your best to get the points as best as possible. But we will go over that later on with a bit of liquid liner, which will help create a much more sharper point on those ends. But connect everything up as best as possible. Take your time on this, you don't want to rush it too much, but just kind of make sure that it looks as even as possible and block it all in. Now I'm going to go on to the nose area again. Go back to the good old way of doing dot work. So dot the areas you want to have those spikes coming up, and then just kind of do crisscross work as such. Is create those spikes by going one away and one down, connecting to the next one. It's just the best way of kind of getting an even and symmetry effect on the other side. And it works for me, and I think it will work well for anyone else. Just go around and make sure it's even. Of course, go and make sure those points are as pointy as possible, and then connect it all up as well. Now you want to go around the nostrils to create a bit more of a bulbous, thicker look. And then what I've done is I just started colouring the kind of corners in, and gone all over the nose, just because this will only take 2 minutes. I won't need a big brush for this. And then go in. I haven't gone inside the nostrils, I've just gone on the front of the nostrils, and that's about it. And of course around my nose ring, because that will get in the way. If you want to with this look and you do have a nose ring, just buy or purchase a black one. They're easy to get off Amazon. And then going into this, now this is going to be quite easy. So I'm going in with lines just to kind of make sure that when I'm creating those spikes, or those points, they are going to be even to the above and below. So I'm going in and just making those lines, rough guides, and then going in on points. So this is tricky, but I think if as long as your gel liner or whatever you may be finding is better or useful is got a good liquid base, you'll find it'll be a lot more smoother. So I had to keep adding a little bit more of the Aquasil to my gel liner because it's so drying, just so that it was a lot easier to work with. But I'm kind of sort of using the idea of trees, so as long as you're, or tents, so as long as you're creating that kind of tent effect, then you will get a good enough point. I wouldn't worry so much about the kind of corners or the ends, as you can see here, because I will find that my hair will cover that most of the night, and no one's going to be that fussed about seeing a little bit of a mistake in the corner. I doubt they'll be looking out for that anyway. But just go in and kind of make those points as close as possible, and then fill in as much as you can in those points as well, because it's going to be difficult getting a bigger brush in there. We will come back later to the mouth area and filling the white, but I wanted to leave it blank for now so that you're not kind of blending in the black too much to the white paint, because it can get a bit difficult to make a lot more vivid and darker. So I will come back later with a much finer brush and fill in that white anyway. And then go along each point and just fill it all in, making sure that you are not leaving any blanks, basically, and then go from there. It is a really simple look. It's effective, it works really well for Halloween. It's just an all-rounder for anyone. I'm pretty sure that most people have eyeliners in their makeup kits or their collections. If you're a basic person that doesn't really have much makeup, then I'm sure you can get some black paint like I did with the white, and still use that either way. Now I did find a slight difference with this gel liner. My previous Halloween look, I did use a Rimmel, I believe. A Rimmel black liner, which is my profound, amazing eyeliner that I use every day. And it was very sticky, like it really tacky and sticky and drying, whereas this is not so much. It's a lot more moisturising. Whether it's the Aquasil that helped when I was applying it to my lips compared to the Rimmel one, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it was Bourjois, I'm not sure. I will let you know down below anyway. But this was a lot more easier, and it didn't feel as like cakey and difficult, because of course you'll be drinking most of the night if you are out for a party, and you don't want to kind of smudge or remove much of your black lips anyway. So just be aware that you pick a really good eyeliner in that effect, so that it will last most of the night. You can go and purchase a basic Halloween black lipstick, or if you have a particular liquid lipstick that is all black, then by all means use that as well, as it will last a lot longer throughout the night. So when you're going into the eye area, just go around the eyes and be very careful. This can sting if you get it in your eyes, like most makeup to be honest, but just be a little bit careful. But I go around the edges first with that kind of thin brush that we've used already, and then I go in with a more sort of thick paddled flat shaded brush and kind of pack it all in. I didn't go in with a black liner in the waterline or the tight line, just because I want this to be easy and I didn't feel like it needed it. You can add it if you want to, but I just felt personally that it didn't need to have anything. For me, it looked black enough, and it's Halloween. You don't want to be rushing around having to add little bits of sort of detail, as much as that at least, because at the end of the night no one's really going to see it anyway, and I'm probably sure, like me, you'll sweat it all off. God, I look like I'm from Kiss, it's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm going back in and just making sure that upper lip is whitened out as we mentioned before, and just kind of neaten up a little bit more as well. So I'm going in with a black. Now this is just to kind of create those crease lines that this kind of look will want, I guess, if you say it in that way. But just kind of going in with a very faint black, so it's not a heavy black like my Makeup Geek, but this is one from the Lorac palette. And kind of going in and making those creases. You want the eyes to kind of be a bit veiny, so I'm going into the points at the top and creating a bit more of a curve as if it was frowning / smiling / doing some facial expression that will create wrinkles and line work, and going in very softly with a flat angled brush, and yeah, just kind of creating those curves as best as possible.
Just from beneath the sand, place can take me across, seems so far away. Across this universe, she lives another day. I know the reason she stays. I know the reason she's so far away.
There really is no neat way around doing this. It's just, to be honest, the best way. Create branches like you were drawing a tree, and just kind of have a few shorter and longer ones. The more the better, the less, you know, however you feel comfortable really. But I just kind of went around roughly and saw what looked like needed a bit more of the kind of line work, and just saw what would look best for it really, and gone from there. So I'm going in with a black again, and I'm just going to kind of powder the eye and the mouth area, just because if I find that my eyes start creasing, or I get a bit sweaty, or I get my lines under my eyes kind of taking away the black colour in, then it's just to kind of keep a base on it. This won't stay the whole night, but it will stay most of the night, so with the powder on top it will help it a lot more better. Now going in with a liner that I know is a good brush on it, I'm just kind of going into those points on my face and making them a bit more obvious and kind of pointy, and going from there. I work from the base up and then flick it, and I find it's a lot more effective rather than starting from the tip going down. It just creates a lot more controlled flick, and plus it's a lot more easier to do really. I find that's the kind of best routine for me. And I go around all around my face and just evening out all those creases and points. Now my look cannot be completed without any glitter, so I'm going to go in with this matte glitter from the, it was a Christmas kit from last year, and I'm using a bit of Fix Plus spray and just going around my eyes and on my nose and on my lips, and just kind of putting a little bit more glitter into this look. It's just, I love a bit of glitter. Anytime I can use and abuse it, I will do. And I'll use my fingers to apply it onto my lips and pop it on my hat, and that is pretty much the completed look. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope this is a nice, quick and easy one for anyone that's going out on Halloween. And yeah, I hope everyone has a lovely Halloween. This is the final of my Halloween edition. and I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I thank everyone that has liked and subscribed to my channel already. It has been such an amazement to see how my channel is starting to grow, and I really hope you enjoy it. So have an awesome time at Halloween. Please be safe and please have lots of fun and dance and drink and everything else. But I shall speak to you guys very soon. Take it easy wherever you are. See you later. Bye.
I know the reason she's changed. I know the reason she's so far away.